Hi, my name is Bill Wiese, and I'm the author of the book 23 Minutes in Hell, and thank you for watching. Why do the wicked prosper? You know, we notice that wicked people seem to be the ones with the most power and money. Well, remember in the Bible when Satan offered Jesus all the kingdoms of the world and their glory if he would bow down and worship him. Well, of course, Jesus rebuked him, saying, "Worship the Lord thy God, and him only shall you serve." So Satan gives wealth and power to anyone who will cooperate with his plans. Now, here are also three specific reasons why they prosper. Number one, they take bribes. Deuteronomy 16:19 says, "You shall not pervert justice, you shall not show partiality, nor take a bribe. For a bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and twists the words of the righteous." Then Psalms 26:10 says, "In whose hands is a sinister scheme, and whose right hand is full of bribes." God hates bribes, people that bribe. And it's interesting, in Matthew 28, the religious hypocrites bribed the soldiers with money who guarded the tomb where Jesus' body was laid. And they told them to lie, saying that the disciples stole the body. So we see, that again, bribery. And of course we know that the body of Jesus was never found because he rose from the dead just as he said. Now what's the end of those who take bribes? Job 15:34 says, "For the company of the hypocrites will be barren, and fire will consume the tents of bribery." So that's pretty strong. Number two, their second reason is they are greedy for power and money. Psalms 10:3 says, "For the wicked boasts of his heart's desire. He blesses the greedy and renounces the Lord." Luke 11:39 says, "Then the Lord said to him, Now you Pharisees make the outside of the cup and dish clean, but your inward part is full of greed and wickedness." They were greedy. You know, they're hypocrites because they act like they are serving the people and doing what is right, and yet God sees their heart and calls them full of greed and wickedness. Now, what's their end? Proverbs 15:27 says, "He who is greedy for gain troubles his own house, but he who hates bribes will live." In other words, they're going to die, and most likely young. Proverbs 1:19 backs this. It says, "So are the ways of everyone who is greedy for gain. It takes away the life of its owners." Now, the third reason, they are liars. God says he hates lying, and it's an abomination to him in Proverbs chapter 6. He said he hates a lying tongue and a false witness who speaks lies. And Proverbs 29:12 says, "If a ruler pays attention to lies, all his servants become wicked." And then Exodus 23:1 says, "You shall not circulate a false report. Do not put your hand with the wicked to be unrighteous witness, to be an unrighteous witness." Then Isaiah 59:4 says, "No one calls for justice, nor does any plead for truth. They trust in empty words and speak lies. They conceive evil and bring forth iniquity." Then in John 8:44, Jesus was talking to the hypocrites, and he said, "You are of your father the devil." This is the Pharisees. "When he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own resources, for he, the devil, is a liar and the father of it." So that's where lying comes from the devil. 1 Timothy 4:2 says, "Speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their own conscience seared with a hot iron." Well, what is the end of the liar? Proverbs 19:9 says, "A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who speaks lies shall perish." Then in Revelation 21:8 it says, "All liars shall have their part in the lake which burns with fire and brimstone." I mean, you do not want to be a liar. Then in Revelation 21:27 it says about the liar, "But there shall by no means enter into the city in heaven anyone that defiles or causes an abomination or a lie." Now, Jesus was convicted as guilty, for the wicked bore false witness against him, and bribes were given to condemn him, and even lied about his body again being stolen. You know, here's some scary verses I just want to read to you. Psalms 94:23 says, "God will turn the sins of evil people back on them. He will destroy them for their sins. The Lord our God will destroy them. Job 21:30 says that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Psalms 9:17 says, the wicked shall be turned into hell, and all nations that forget God. And then Psalms 11:6 says, upon the wicked he will rain fire and snares and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. And then listen to these two verses, these last two. Nahum 1:6 says, who can stand before his indignation, and who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire. And then Zephaniah 1:14 and 15 says, the great day of the Lord is near. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, trouble, distress, wasteness, and desolation. You know, just hearing these scriptures should cause evil people to repent, but sadly, most do not. You know, while you still have breath, you have the opportunity to turn from your sin, turn to Jesus Christ, and receive His forgiveness. But every day you harden your heart and reject that opportunity, it's another day closer to an eternity in hell.